How many more years are we going to sit here and pretend this is the best we can get? For what feels like an eternity, the mobile shooter world has been completely dominated by two names, Call of Duty Mobile and PUBG Mobile. They were titans, they were pioneers, but let's be honest, their time is up. Their reign is over. You're here because, just like me, you felt it. That stagnation, the sense that we're just playing the same game with a new coat of paint every 6 months. You know our phones can do so much more. You've been waiting for a game that doesn't just demand your time, but actually respects it. A game that doesn't just try to compete with the giants, it aims to beat them. Today, I'm not just going to tell you about that game. I'm going to show you precisely why it redefines what a mobile FPS can and should be. The next generation of mobile shooters is finally here. Now, before we crown a new king, we have to understand why the throne is empty in the first place. Let's be real, we've poured thousands of hours into COD Mobile and PUBG Mobile. They've given us some truly incredible moments. But these games are products of a bygone era, launched way back in 2019 and 2018. In the tech world, that's practically ancient history. And the cracks are starting to get impossible to ignore. Let's start with Call of Duty Mobile. Activision and Timmy Studios created a masterpiece of mobile accessibility. The action is fast, fluid, and undeniably fun. It perfectly captured the classic, arcade-style run-and-gun COD feel. The gunsmith system offers a level of weapon customization that is still, to this day, top tier. And the sheer variety of modes, from team deathmatch to a chaotic battle royale, is impressive. But that's become the problem, hasn't it? After all these years, that speed feels shallow. The gameplay loop that used to be so addictive now feels relentlessly repetitive. You jump in, you slide cancel, you beam someone, and you respawn. That initial thrill has faded into pure, unthinking muscle memory. The game's arcade nature, once its greatest strength, now just highlights its total lack of tactical depth. The graphics, while smooth, feel distinctly cartoonish and dated when you see what modern phones are capable of. And we have to talk about the monetization. What began with a reasonable battle pass has devolved into a confusing maze of lucky draws and aggressive pop-ups, constantly pressuring you to spend money for the next flashy cosmetic. It's a game that, despite all its content, feels like it's running in place, desperately trying to keep your attention with shiny objects instead of meaningful innovation. Then we have the original champion, PUBG Mobile. This is the game that put mobile battle royale on the map. It delivered a more realistic, tactical, and suspenseful experience. Its massive maps, like Arangel and Miramar, are iconic battlegrounds where simply surviving to the end feels like a genuine accomplishment. The slow, methodical pacing, the focus on positioning, the realistic bullet drop, this was, and still is, a game for the thinking player. Its esports scene is massive for a reason. The game has incredible strategic depth. But that deliberate pacing is a brutal double-edged sword. For every heart-pounding final circle, there are 20 minutes of just looting and running across a completely empty field. A full 35 to 40-minute match is a massive time commitment on your phone, and frankly, it's often a total drag. The gameplay, in its attempt at realism, now feels slow and clunky compared to newer engines. Simple actions feel sluggish, and inventory management is a constant, boring chore. And while it was a graphical powerhouse in its day, those gritty visuals now look dated and poorly optimized, struggling to keep up with the smoother engines we have today. Both of these games are giants, but they are tired giants. They represent the past, a time when just having a full-featured shooter on your phone felt like a miracle. But we're not in that era anymore. Our expectations are higher, our devices are exponentially more powerful, and we deserve a game that keeps up. We deserve a game built for today, not for 2019. For years, we've been begging for a true, next-gen, console-quality experience on mobile. Not a watered-down port, not a cheap knockoff, but something built from the ground up to push our phones to their absolute limit. That game is here, and its name is The Division Resurgence. This isn't just another battle royale or a simple team deathmatch shooter. It is a full-fledged, third-person, open-world, tactical RPG shooter, and it puts both COD Mobile and PUBG Mobile to shame by crushing them in the three key areas where they've grown weak: the world, the gameplay, and the progression. Let's start with the world. COD Mobile gives you a collection of disconnected, nostalgic maps. PUBG Mobile gives you huge, but often depressingly empty, islands. The Division Resurgence gives you a stunningly detailed, post-apocalyptic New York City. This isn't just a background for a firefight, it's a character in itself. The level of detail, the dynamic lighting, the immersive sound design, it's simply on another level. This is a world that feels dangerous, lived in, and packed with secrets to discover. It uses its third-person perspective as a tactical tool. You can use the intuitive cover-based system to peek around corners, plan your attack, and gain critical situational awareness that first-person shooters on a small screen can never truly offer. It makes the gameplay smarter before you even fire a single shot. This brings me to the most crucial point, the gameplay itself. Resurgence respects your intelligence, where COD Mobile gives you a frantic, almost mindless run and gun loop. And PUBG Mobile gets bogged down in a slow-motion looting simulator. Resurgence delivers tactical, cover-based combat that is always engaging. The enemies you fight aren't the brain-dead bots used to pad out lobbies in other games. The AI here is complex and punishing. They'll flank you, suppress you, and work together to force you out of your position. This makes you think, adapt, and actually use your special abilities and gadgets in synergy with your gunplay. On top of that, the entire experience is built around story-driven missions that give your actions a real sense of meaning. You aren't just fighting to be the last one standing, you're an agent of the strategic Homeland Division, fighting to rebuild a fractured society. That narrative depth provides a sense of purpose that a victory royale screen simply cannot match. It's the difference between a quick thrill and a genuine sense of accomplishment. It directly fixes the core weaknesses of both PUBG's slow mid-game and COD's shallow, repetitive loop by offering constant, meaningful challenges. Finally, let's talk about progression. This might be the single biggest reason Resurgence is the new king. In COD Mobile, your progress is often tied to how much you're willing to spend on the next lucky draw. In PUBG, it's about grinding a seasonal pass for purely cosmetic items. In the Division Resurgence, progression is earned by playing the game. This is a true looter-shooter. The gear you find, the weapons you acquire, and the mods you craft are all direct results of your effort and skill. Beating a tough boss and getting a high-end piece of gear that actually makes your character more powerful is infinitely more satisfying than just buying a new skin. The entire economy is built around this loot system, one that respects your time and skill far more than your wallet. Character customization is deep and meaningful, allowing you to create specialized builds that genuinely change how you play, whether you want to be a frontline tank, a long-range marksman, or a tech support agent deploying drones and turrets. This model is built for long-term engagement, making you want to come back day after day to improve your agent and take on greater challenges. It's a system designed for longevity, not for quick profits. The Division Resurgence isn't just a better shooter, it's a more complete game. It delivers the fast-paced, satisfying combat that COD fans love, but places it inside a deep, tactical framework. It offers the high-stakes, gear-based tension that PUBG players appreciate, but it cuts out all the boring, empty parts. It masterfully pulls together incredible graphics, intelligent gameplay, and a rewarding, fair progression system into a single package that actually feels next-gen. It directly fixes the core weaknesses of both PUBG's slow mid-game and COD's shallow, repetitive loop by offering constant, meaningful challenges. Finally, let's talk about progression. This might be the single biggest reason Resurgence is the new king. In COD Mobile, your progress is often tied to how much you're willing to spend on the next lucky draw. In PUBG, it's about grinding a seasonal pass for purely cosmetic items. In the Division Resurgence, progression is earned by playing the game. This is a true looter-shooter. The gear you find, the weapons you acquire, and the mods you craft are all direct results of your effort and skill. Beating a tough boss and getting a high-end piece of gear that actually makes your character more powerful is infinitely more satisfying than just buying a new skin. The entire economy is built around this loot system, one that respects your time and skill far more than your wallet. Character customization is deep and meaningful, allowing you to create specialized builds that genuinely change how you play, whether you want to be a frontline tank, a long-range marksman, or a tech support agent deploying drones and turrets. This model is built for long-term engagement, making you want to come back day after day to improve your agent and take on greater challenges. It's a system designed for longevity, not for quick profits. The Division Resurgence isn't just a better shooter, it's a more complete game. It delivers the fast-paced, satisfying combat that COD fans love, but places it inside a deep, tactical framework. It offers the high-stakes, gear-based tension that PUBG players appreciate, but it cuts out all the boring, empty parts. It masterfully pulls together incredible graphics, intelligent gameplay, and a rewarding, fair progression system into a single package that actually feels next-gen. It's the closest you can possibly get to a game like Escape from Tarkov on your phone. The entire experience is built around brutal high-risk, high-reward gameplay. You build a loadout, enter a raid, loot for valuable equipment, and then you have to successfully extract to keep what you found. If you die, you lose everything you brought in with you. This creates a level of tension that no battle royale can ever hope to match. The sound design is so precise that every single footstep is a life or death threat. The weapon modification system is absurdly detailed, and the whole gameplay loop is a slow, methodical, and punishing simulation of real combat. Arena Breakout is not for everyone. Its punishing pace and brutal difficulty will turn many players away. But for those who crave unmatched realism, deep strategic planning, and the pure adrenaline rush of true gear fear, it offers an experience that makes PUBG Mobile look like a casual arcade game. Finally, a quick shout-out has to go to Delta Force. Hawk Ops. Developed by a division of the same studio known for their work on COD Mobile, this game looks poised to be a true battlefield on mobile. It promises massive 64-player warfare complete with vehicles like tanks and helicopters, a separate high-stakes extraction mode, and stunning Unreal Engine graphics. It aims to combine the large-scale combat of Battlefield with the tactical operators of Rainbow Six and the extraction mechanics of Tarkov, all in one massively ambitious package. While it's still fresh on the scene, Delta Force represents another huge, high-budget challenger that proves the era of simple mobile shooters is well and truly over. For years, we've been stuck in a loop. We've accepted slow pacing and clunky mechanics as realism. We've accepted repetitive gameplay and aggressive monetization as the price of admission for a free-to-play game. We've bounced between the same two titles because, for the longest time, they were the only real choices. That time is over. While games like Bloodstrike are perfecting the fast-paced battle royale and Arena Breakout is pushing the absolute limits of hardcore realism, it is the Division Resurgence that stands above them all as the true successor to the mobile shooter throne. It delivers a complete, next-generation package that no other game on mobile can currently match. It combines stunning graphics and an immersive world with intelligent, tactical combat that respects you as a player. It provides a deep, rewarding progression system that values your time and skill, not your wallet. It doesn't just do one thing well, it excels across the board, neatly solving the problems that have plagued both COD Mobile and PUBG Mobile for years. It is the new benchmark. It is the game that finally delivers on the promise of a true console-quality experience in the palm of your hand. This is the game that finally got me to uninstall the others for good. But that's just my take. Now I want to hear yours. Download the Division Resurgence, deploy into the chaotic streets of New York, and see for yourself. Then come back here and let me know in the comments. Is this the new king of mobile shooters? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to stay ahead of the curve on all things mobile gaming, make sure to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.